Okay, we're going to do a quick walk around update on the 72 red Ford. As you can see, we got the front end painted and on, front bumper mounted. We use the OEM mounting brackets for the bumper made by Battleborn Brakes. Jacob does an excellent job of reproducing some of the parts you can't buy anymore. So those are adapted to get the bumper on. As you can see, got the bed on too. Got to do some adjustments for that. It's not mounted quite yet. Windshield is not in, but we do have the windshield. Had a terrible time getting a glass company. I called 4 different glass companies in my area during the week and none of them answered their phone. Amazing. Totally amazing. So we're happy to see don't have the hood adjusted right. I put some other hinges on. They seemed a little kitty-wampus, so we did sandblast and repaint the original hinges, which will be going on. I've got some stuff coming in. We're gonna make a cold air box in here, get that invented. What else we got going? Got the exhaust in. The tips are like way too long, so those are going to be, as soon as I pull the bed off, I'm going to cut those off so they don't stick out like Hong Yonkers. Oh, we did make a bed lifting apparatus. So my son John was over from Midnight Run Creations last weekend for the 3-day weekend. Brought the grandkids over, so we made that and got the bed set on. Pretty handy. I got it set forward right now. I was lifting the front, but yeah, you can pull it back and forth and adjust the weight. Like if you have the tailgate on, it's obviously going to be heavier in the back. Okay, right now I'm working on the fuel neck. I can't find my fuel hose that is the correct size. I don't know. So I just ordered a new hose for it. So it's going to come up in here. We did that to Cowboy, mounted it right there. So I'm using, of course, the fuel neck off the Crown Vic tank. And then I'm also going to be using this. The bed is going to be painted. I did run out of paint. I got everything painted, but I didn't have enough paint for that or the tailgate. So tailgate's not painted yet. Yeah, it's a 10-foot paint job. It was just painted inside the shop here. We don't have a paint booth. We just have fun. Look at all the dirt on it. The cab's been painted for a while, so it was outside. I've got a tree that likes to drip sap. It really stinks. So inside, not much more done other than the steering column mounted. I did make an adapter, a little cage to hold that 2-inch where it's normally a 2 1/4. I did put a aftermarket column in. These columns are horrible. And even rebuilding them, they don't seem to really turn nicely. So we are working on the AC. I got the aftermarket AC in. It is not the one that replaces the controls on this one. I use a different system. Yeah, the little cage we built right there kind of clamps around that, and that was built with the plasma table. Also, to do away with the cable, because I did make some brackets for the cable, but it's really not very smooth. So we are actually, with this one, we were able to set the linkage to the outside outboard, which then shifts the transmission correctly. So that's what we have. As you can see, the linkage line right there. And I did ask Jacob at Battleborn Brakes about making new brackets for in case you don't have a power brake on your truck. He does make the Super Duty kit, which bolts right on. Obviously a little adjustment for your brakes, but it includes a way bigger booster, and then the new master cylinder, and those are off the Super Duty, and his brackets bolt right up to the original spot. I did not know this, but he told me that Ford has quite a few different pedals between the manual and the automatics. They've changed their brake pedal assembly. So again, with the adjustments, you can overcome that. And I know he's got his linkage inside gives you that adjustment, because the first one I put on, I got it too tight and I kept locking up the brakes. That was on a 74 body, but still it was still the Crown Vic base. But the reason we changed it is we did away with the guy didn't want the analog brake. We went with Jacob's brake system on it. They really work nicely. So this is the original style booster for this truck. This truck had power brakes, and this is the Crown Vic master cylinder bolted up to that. They work nicely. Has a little what is that, East Coast or West Coast rake where the back ends up. So that's what we have going on this one right now. Right now we have a rake. So we're going to do a little frame modification in the back to get the rake down, because it doesn't allow the body lines to line up. So always something, always something. So yeah, JT, oldest son's got the glass for this. I asked him when he came over why didn't he bring glass, and he says, I didn't know you needed glass. So we would have had it in already. But anyway, there's a peek at it. Looks pretty red, and that is a satin red, flat. They call it the flat, but it's not really super flat. It's more of a satin. This is a single stage paint. It's no different than shooting a multi-stage, other than it's not as forgiving, because if you buff it out, it'll probably just make it shiny. So I do have 2 spots with a run. And I got a touch up over here on the corner where the cab hit. I put cardboard in between these when I lift the bed and move it around and get it positioned so I don't bang into the cab. Oh, there we go. There's the other run right there. I've been painting in Arizona where it's dry, so it's a little more of a challenge here in the Pacific Northwest. The humidity is pretty high. Temperatures are cooler, so I tend to run a little heavier trigger. So I've been lightening up on my trigger. But there we go. These two have Mustang rims on it. These are off of 2012. They got road rash pretty bad. Not bent, but they got rashed in a avoidance of an accident with my wife's car. I bought her some new rims, but she really likes these rims. So I might do some repair on these and put them back on her car. Because she doesn't have little ponies. She likes the little ponies on her rim. But anyway, that's what we're up to today. Gas hose will be here tomorrow. Thank goodness Amazon. They just deliver stuff all the time, day or night. Those guys. So I got some paint coming too, so we can. I was gonna put a bed liner in, but I think we're just gonna spray the bed. I gotta get a cord anyway. Do it at the same time I do the gate, and gotta make the hump for this yet. It's probably not gonna be round. It'll probably be rectangular. But there we go. Oh, and then we're getting a tune on it. So this is gonna have a tune from Marty on the East Coast. So it'll wake up that 4.6. And look, it's even got a license plate on it. Maybe I won't have to license it now. So there we are, update. Thanks for stopping by.